West World, it's your boy Young YC Young Cal coming straight at y'all with another special edition of CALi. And this one is a little bit more miraculous than others. Basically because I'm here with DJ, author, actress, and I call her my own personal goddess in life. The 50th anniversary Playboy Playmate, Miss Colleen Shannon.
Thank you. What a nice welcome.
Thank
oh my
you for
gosh,
being
we've
here.
been knowing each other for a long time since
We have, and we have been trying to do this for a while. So I'm
True.
so happy and excited that we are able to do this. But even though this is nothing new to us, I'd just like to say thank you for your time
No,
I
thank
know
you.
it's absolutely priceless.
Oh.
But just right out the gate, one thing that I like to do with all of my guests is allow them to give them a background on their origin story and their background. So, where did you grow up and what was life like for you?
So people always trip out like I'm originally from Alaska. Like I grew up on the islands of Alaska, fishing villages, no cars, no elevators, no escalators. I grew up in a really like rural background, and I moved to Northern California when I was 12, and then I moved to Los Angeles when I was about 21. And I moved here. I had a 1950 Chevy. I had a dog, a boxer, and I had a skateboard. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do in LA. I had no idea. I really didn't care. I was puffing a lot of weed back then.
You fit right in.
And I had a friend who was an agent, and he's like, you should go to a casting. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't even know what all that is about. But like, I had a good vibe. I didn't have any expectations. I moved to Los Angeles and started auditioning, and just it kicked my career off.
And that's actually I think why you and I were like instantly connected chemistry wise, because you and I have always had a very strong passion for music.
True.
You and I have had several conversations about our inspirations and whatnot, but how did you get into DJing for the first time?
So I grew up. I played wind in band. Then I went to percussion, and then I went into strings. And I understood all of it, but nothing was like vibing super hard. And then my buddy was a DJ, and we went like late night to his bedroom. And I touched the turntables. It was like a magnetic spark, like straight to my heart. I was obsessed. So I have these turntables, feeling the wax. Like this was back in the day. And one of my buddies was a DJ for Sublime, and he took me to a record store like on Melrose. And then I wanted to meet every DJ. Like I went to the club, I had to go straight to the DJ booth. I had to see what they were doing. I wanted to meet them after. I wanted to like check out what they're doing on the decks, and it was just obsession, like mad obsession.
And it always it was perfect for us because for me, like being a hip hop artist myself, like the rule number one of hip hop everybody knows is like respect the DJ at all times. So that's why it was always mandatory to pay homage to you whenever I saw you.
You're so sweet.
Who were some of your like favorite artists coming up? Whose name stuck with you when you just started out?
Coming in the DJ world, it was like I just love music, so I was all over the place. Like I was reggae, I was hip hop, I was jungle, I was like techno, and people were like, you gotta zone into a certain genre. So when I was coming up, I just wanted to look at the best DJs. So at that time, it was Paul Oakenfold, Tiesto. The females were like DJ Rap, DJ Irene, and eventually with time I was playing shows with Paul Oakenfold, with DJ Rap, and it was just like, I was so obsessed that I don't think there was any stopping the obsession.
Yeah, it's great when things work out, when we're able to manifest things for ourselves.
True that.
When you and I had first met, we were talking about it earlier. It was in a club. Let's just say that it was in a club.
Yeah.
But you and I seemed to have bonded over a song like that was just popping at the time. It was just really big in the clubs.
Yeah.
Our Panda song.
Right.
In your experience as a DJ, what are some of the songs that transcend time?
Literally 50 Cent in the club. Like, come on. That was a club mover, right? It's just, it changes. That's the thing with music that's so beautiful, is that it changes like all the time. So, geez, I don't know. Pitbull's always a good one. Um, Geez, I don't know because I play every genre, so that's a tough one.
I only ask because like yeah, when we were in that club, you know,
What was yeah.
I gotta be honest, that was one of my favorite events that you've ever DJ'd.
Yes.
And you know, maybe that's a little bit of a biasness, but I definitely you know, I remember that so vividly. But as far as you know, because you've been DJing everywhere around the world, you know, different events, different locations. What are some of your personal favorites events that you remember recall DJing?
I was
Or
like,
locations?
I guess locations would be. I was Saint Tropez is amazing. If you guys get a chance to go to like the VIP room in Saint Tropez, they have one in Paris. They have one in Cannes. Uh, South Africa is amazing. I was just always tripped out. Like when you tour internationally, you always think, oh, I gotta change to be whatever this country. You have no idea what
no
country.
when in Rome philosophy.
You know, but it's not like that. It's like be yourself. And it was strange traveling around the world. Like people accept our music. Like music is international. So like my whole vibe is like, let's Americans like embrace the other ethnicities, other nationalities, other countries. But it's like you don't have to change no matter where you go. Like just bring your own flavor. But
I believe
mean,
authenticity is all over the world, and as long as we're being our true, real selves, you know, we'll be welcomed with open arms. Especially you.
True, you're so sweet. But I have to tell you, like, as far as locations, people are beautiful everywhere.
Yes.
Like, it didn't matter if I was in Michigan in a town called Kalamazoo, or if I was in the south of France. It's just like you find your people. Like people are amazing everywhere. It really didn't matter where I was playing.
I've come to find that out myself. You know, no matter where we're at, we'll find somebody where we'll be, you know, welcomed and whatnot. But you and I, one of the conversations you and I often share is our biggest inspirations. You know, mine being Tupac Amaru Shakur, and yours being the legendary Miss Marilyn Monroe. You know, you and I have always talked about, you know, following up on that conversation.
Right.
What qualities, may I say, from her do you feel like motivated you or inspired you the most?
Marilyn Monroe to me is, you know, she was a sex symbol, but she was also very smart. She was very like charismatic, and for a while I literally tried to be her. I would watch her movies like every night, and just like I would do my makeup like her. People would think that, and I don't know, like Marilyn Monroe was the first Playmate. I was your shirt. Thank you so much.
Let us emphasize.
So sweet. 50th anniversary Playmate chosen by Hef. I think a Playmate, Playboy, Marilyn, it should just be a girl that anybody can know. Like the typical girl next door that you're like, I can relate with that girl. Like she's cool. Like she's not completely out of my league, but yet, you know, there's attraction, but it's relatable. And I think that like Marilyn was, I think she was misunderstood by a lot of people.
Very much so, yes. I think that's been the general consensus, you know, ever since her untimely passing. But I can definitely say that the qualities that you know, that you carry, I see a lot of her in you, and you definitely executed, you know, as far as that's considered. So was she your primary influence as far as getting into modeling is considered?
You know, that Marilyn Monroe was definitely one of the top. Like a lot of the supermodels, for me, when I do photo shoots, it's not that I walk around thinking that I want to be sexy, but when I do a photo shoot, I want to create something epic.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I study all the photographs that were ever taken of any woman icon. And I try and bring the power, try and bring like the confidence. Even if I might not have that in the morning myself, like you're creating a photo, you know what I mean? So it's just, if I go on a shoot, like I just want to make it epic.
And you have.
And I want to empower women to like go after, like get your confidence, like be that. And if it's captured at 1 second in a photo, like so be it.
Well, I can definitely say, you know, job well done. You know, as I said, there's several shoots that you have done. You know, like I feel like, you know, one of your most iconic ones was definitely your DJ, because it was just like so fitting for you, obviously. You know. It was just the authenticity and you being your true self in it. So, you know, the one with the record and the DJ headphones, it stands out to me. As I told you before, you know, the one with you over the ledge, hanging over with the balloons.
Yeah, I
like,
love that one.
I think there's just something so, you know, something so epic about that and iconic about it. But as far as you're concerned, what were some of your favorite shoots that you have done?
Gosh, I guess the series you're talking about with the balloon, I worked with a photographer who's very, very famous, and this collection is shot and it was shown all over the world, like in all different countries and art galleries. And there's 18 pieces, but I got to be a different character in every picture.
Wow.
So sometimes I would have long black hair, you know, then I would have my short, just natural blonde hair. And there's a story to be told in each and every photograph, and they were shot in Japan, Palm Springs. The one with the balloons was shot on the rooftop of my Beverly Hills apartment that I had, and that was an experience. That collection is called Showtime by David Drevin. Shout out to David Drevin. But yeah, I guess every photo is just, you know, it's just fun.
I think your photos are literally the living example of a picture tells 1,000 words.
Thank you.
And,
I appreciate that.
And for me, like, I just always, you know, I never looked at it just with my eyes. I looked at your pictures with, like, you know, my mind and heart, because, like, I think that's what, you know,
Thank you.
you're trying to capture through it all.
I do.
You know, I didn't want to be that guy and be the average basic guy, but you know, obviously another one of my favorite pictorials from you was the 50th anniversary. How did that come about for you, being the 50th anniversary Playmate? Was there a story behind that specifically?
There's a big story. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
when I moved to Los Angeles, I'm like, the only thing I want to do is I want to be a DJ and I want to be a Playmate. It's very simple. Maybe not the easiest, but
check
simple.
and check.
I kept trying. I tried, and I was turned down by Playboy like once, twice, maybe 3 times. I tried to be in a DJ pictorial. I watched all these other DJs get like the pictorial. It just wasn't happening. But somehow, some way, I met a manager, and he's like, "Let's take some DJ pictures."
Mm-hmm.
And he sent them into Playboy, and they were searching for the 50th anniversary Playmate.
Mm-hmm.
And when we went in the office, Playboy had called us in. He played the manager role, like, she's not available, she's very busy right now. And they're like, give me a break, like, this is Playboy, like, bring us in. And they're like, we want to shoot your centerfold with turntables, and we're choosing the 50th anniversary Playmate. Like, Marilyn was the first, and we want you to be the 50th anniversary. And for me, like, you know, I'm all about my manifestations.
I know.
I was like, check. It was just like, I mean, I wanted it so deeply that it couldn't help but happen. Mm-hmm. So it was just like, it was bucket list material.
So, you know, that's, you know, I got it, like I said, there's a reason why I asked for that, because, like I said, that was one of my personal favorite, and I thought it was just, I was so happy for you when you received that honor.
I appreciate that.
So, obviously, you know, as we both know, there currently seems to be a little bit of controversy behind the name of the legendary Mr. Hugh Hefner. And I remember you doing a post where you were passionately, you know, making it known that this should not be going on, especially when he's no longer here to defend himself. What, may I ask, was one of the most powerful lessons or things that you may have learned from the iconic Mr. Hugh Hefner himself?
I personally, like, I just want to say this to all the females out there. Like, I was asked, you know, to shoot for Playboy. I was handwritten a letter by Hugh Hefner saying he wanted to pick me up in the limousine and, you know, meet me before my photo shoot. I told my manager, no, like, I'll meet him at it was a hotel bar with Holly and his other girlfriends. I'll meet him there. And my manager asked me straight up, like, if you're willing to, you know, would you stay at the house, or would you, you know, a lot of girls maybe had slept with him. I wouldn't do that. Absolutely not. And I think Hef was like, who the heck is this chick? He'd actually asked me to be his girlfriend a couple times. And I don't even think he remembered, because he was getting into his 80s. Like, when he saw my pictures, he's probably like, oh, she looks familiar, but probably didn't know, like, whatever. But no, like, you know, the women, like, we're women. We're here in Los Angeles. You're going to get invited to parties. You're going to have alcohol. You're going to have rich men, and it's like you have to stand strong to like how you feel, to your values, you know. So Hugh Hefner wasn't an aggressive man by any means, and I think the women that need to like stand their ground. Like it was really hard for me to see all these girls that had, you know, what he did is he empowered women. Like this was in the 50s when women could hardly even wear dresses. And they were, you know, here he is paying Playmate after Playmate and empowering them, helping them with their careers, you know, and I was a little bit shocked to see that. So no, I will stand by Playboy and say he did it classy. He helped the models. He drove a handful of females that were serious about their careers. Like he empowered women. So I just want women to take a stand for themselves and know that like you are responsible for your actions.
Absolutely.
You are responsible for, you know.
Accountability is very important, you know, and I feel like, you know, everyone's going to have their own story, but I mean, don't try to write his story for him.
No.
And, you know, it's definitely something that I respected because, truth be told, he was like one of my heroes growing
Yes,
up. You know,
a lot of people. We love Hef.
But absolutely. And, you know, and along with, you know, the goals that you said that you had for yourself, you know, being the Playmate being one of them, but you also took on a lot of other ventures, you know, that you may not have, you know, been your initial choice. But one thing that I definitely respected is you becoming an author. A child author at that.
Yes.
I Am DJ Boy is probably one of the greatest children's books that I've ever read in my life.
Thank you.
What may I ask made you want to venture out to being an author?
I mean, imagine being so into your career, and I was on the road for 10 years DJing, literally nonstop. And then you take a break. Like I'm getting ready to have my first child, and I'm still very into arts and entertainment. And my son was like my motivation. And I had this poem in my head, and you know, I wasn't working, so I was literally, I think it took me 4 years to write the book because I was paying each and every illustration over to somebody in the UK. And I was like, I want it to look like this, it needs to be this, needs to be that. And I couldn't pay for each and every illustration like all together. Right. So it's, you know, it took time, but I didn't give up on it. And then when I finally hit like the publishing crossing line, I was just like, it feels good to have an idea and actually finish it. Right. So I Am DJ Boy it was published by Hay House, by Balboa Press, and it's Barnes and Noble. It was sold at Walmart. It's just, I don't know, it's like we all have our goals. I'm kind of a 70%er. I'm just gonna say I love my goals and my ideas, but sometimes it's like, oh, I'll go about this far, but you know, and it's just like it's the finish line. That's where I'm at in my life.
I kind of wish I was, you know, I had that book when I was growing up. You know what I mean? That would have definitely been, you know, beneficial for me because it's inspiring. You know, what I mean? Because you know, I grew up to become an artist, but that was definitely one of my personal favorite reads. You know, and I was like, you know what, I wish I just had this as a child, you know.
Thank you. That is so sweet.
But you know, and I like that. I love that it stayed true to you. You know, I am DJ. You know, DJ Boy. But you know, it's perfect for a DJ. But in keeping with that, you have currently been releasing a lot of new music. As you said, you've been working 24 and more. And you know, a few of my favorite releases from you currently have been, you know, the Texas Hold'em remix that you did with Beyonce. No One Like You. I like to put myself, you know, in my own mental music video, like, you know, with that one. And, you know, and the interesting thing about that's really stands out is you've taken the initiative and putting the chess moves behind the whole metaverse situation.
Yes.
You know, well, you know.
Imagine this. Imagine being an artist. You're a DJ. I toured for 10 years without ever making a song. And I've made 10,000 photographs, and I'm like, okay, I've done all the photographs already. I still very much love that, but like, what if I did that with music? So I'm literally, I swear to God, I'm gonna try and put out 50, if I can do 100 songs this year, which is, it's a far stretch, and they gotta be quality, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But yeah, I'm just like, I'm shifting. I'm always shifting gears.
What is it like working with DJ Santiago Cortez? Because I feel like y'all have a great, chemistry, music-wise, collaborating.
Thank you for bringing him up. Shout out to Santiago. He is in Poland, Spain, Ibiza. This guy is like, he's my co-producer, Santiago, and it's like, we vibe, and to create something is, sometimes I just call it synergy, when it's, you can't do everything always by yourself. So him and I, when we do a track, it's just like magic. And literally when I went to do Metaverse, I did that one in Arizona at the Salt Mine Studios. I made that track in like 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes God just really downloads on you, you know what I mean? And you're like, whoa, okay, so
I have those
it's
moments.
just, it's magic, right?
It is.
They say musician, magician.
Right.
We're making something out of nothing. So
Tomato,
pretty much.
Yeah, and I definitely would love to, assist and help. Like you said, you have the goal, 50 to 100. I'll just put it in the universe and the metaverse, Colleen collaboration
I'm
sometime
down.
soon.
I'm totally down. Your new song is fire. We're
Thank
shooting your
you.
music video today.
I don't know how, well, go around the subject, how are you enjoying your experience with this?
First
whole
of all, the
project?
song's sick. It's
you
so
so
good. It's so nice to hear you on a track and to hear it like bumping on the speakers back there. I love it. I can't wait to hear your whole album.
I'm honored to have you, to be a part of it. And yeah, this album definitely is, don't mean to make it about myself, but, it is going to be one of the closest to my heart, and pretty soon people will understand and know why,
Nice.
I know you have another venture, dare I say, I believe it was Mr. Meta World Peace, the Laker, legendary Laker, who taught me every true millionaire has at least 7 sources of income. And you definitely, picked up on that philosophy as well. I understand that you are now indulging in a cannabis enthusiast situation.
Yes.
Which
I
obviously
am.
works for me. I'm, can we talk about that?
Yes. I teamed up with this guy. His name is Philip Moreb, and he owns a company called Cartel. And first off, he's got a cigar company, and all the cigars are in a CBD roll. So it's got a really light hint of the CBD stuff, and we've got vapes, we've got gummies, we're starting into hemp clothing. That's a whole nother show.
Merchandising.
The merchandise. But the coolest thing is we are one of the first, probably the only hemp public traded company. So we're actually on the stock market. It's CRTL, and it's just that business is it's a venture, you know what I mean? I say it's a journey, not a destination. So Cartel, like the cannabis stuff, we're trying to do some big hemp movements this year, for sure.
I'll be your biggest supporter, just...
For sure. I want to tell you the craziest thing, but I kind of don't want to, because we haven't
we can,
Can we tease it?
We can tease it.
We can tease
we
it?
can tease it a little bit.
What do y'all think of this, you viewers out there?
Okay.
What do you guys think about...
Ooh.
Would you be down?
Yeah, actually I would, I could be a little bougie, you know what I mean? And something tells me I would enjoy that.
It's delicious.
I didn't, until you said that, I didn't know I needed that in my life until you said it right now. But yeah, I never knew that. I never knew that was a possibility.
Oh, we're gonna try and make some things happen with
it sounds right up your alley, definitely. So it seems like you've done everything, you've done everything already, but what may I ask is next for the legendary Miss Colleen Shannon?
You are so sweet, by the way.
Likewise.
So a big part of what I do is I started World DJ Foundation like over 10 years ago. So just every year I try and do something special for a particular person. Like it could be somebody in the past it's been a dear friend with a brain tumor. In Northern California, we had the car fires where there was over, I don't know, thousands of houses that were burnt down. So with World DJ Foundation, for me, I just want to make sure that I keep doing my charitable stuff, getting musicians and people together to do great things for the community. And then I'm just going to be living in my imagination for the next, 20, 30, 40 years. That's where you can find me.
Well, trust me, you and I will still, we'll stay connected, within the next 20, 30, 40 years and whatnot. But, with that being said, obviously, you know just as well as I do that, unfortunately, and we're in the world today, we're living in times where it's very detrimental to give, the people that we love and respect their flowers while we can,
Yeah.
and still have them. And, with you, obviously, she beat me to it, y'all. I kind of I had a whole angle about where I was going to give her flowers, literally. But she's, she's so sneaky, she found them already. So,
I did.
but definitely, while I have you here, I want to look in you in your eye and say it has definitely been an honor and a pleasure knowing you and, being in your presence. Thank you for, considering me even worthy of your time,
Of course.
And definitely, I'm looking forward to, working with you in the future and surprising everybody.
Yes.
As I said though, in hip hop, it's rule number one: always respect the DJ.
I like that.
So I have to ask though, in closing, like, what are some in your opinion, do's and don'ts when it comes to DJ and or approaching a DJ?
Try not to request. Like, we already got a vibe and a plan for y'all.
Exactly.
Unless you got the money, unless you want to throw a Benji up, and but don't. If a Britney Spears song is out or something like that, don't come up to the booth. It's very annoying. What else?
I mean that's usually number one.
That's
on the
number
list.
one.
Yeah, number one on the list. Absolutely.
I don't know, man. Get familiar though. If you're interested in DJing out there, I would say just get up there.
If I may just add one in there, because obviously, as you remember, I did it with you when we first met. If you are at an event, club, party, whatever it may be, make sure y'all take the initiative to go and salute the DJ one time. Whenever I'm at an event or a party, I go acknowledge the DJ and just salute them and whoever they may be, and tell them, thank you for, making the party exactly what it is, because they truly are the life of the party, y'all.
True that. When I DJ, I just want to say, I've never played a pre-recorded set. I would never do that. For me, my music is my language. So the more music I have, the more songs that I know that I like to look out at the crowd, see where I'm going to go with things. And it's just I like to have a lot to say. So I always mix on the fly.
That's,
and I read my crowd.
Yeah, I believe that's protocol. As far as DJ is considered, most of the certified DJs I know definitely like to make sure that they put in the work, not the pre-mixed, stuff. But definitely, follow and suit, y'all. It's DJ protocol. And please go look up mine and Miss Colleen Shannon's new music on iHeartRadio and other platforms wherever they may be at. Miss Colleen Shannon, it has been a true honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You
I'm
look
so appreciative.
even better in my hat than I do, just so you know.
I do like this hat. Reppin' LA.
And just like that, y'all, we out. Miss Colleen Shannon.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. That was nice.
We'll see y'all soon, y'all.
Bye.